Hi, it's John Mitchell, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So I've got a few things I want to cover this week. I want to start off with a couple of public service announcements. I know this is not the kind of introduction that draws you in, but they're important. So here are two things. So we had a lot of rain this past week. We were soaked, but we still have drought conditions in the city. So if you drive by certain waterways, the Buntwood Pond is one that really stands out in my mind. You can tell that things are still very low, and that includes our water supply as well. So we continue to have voluntary restrictions in place. We should, if you water your lawn, let's try to cut back on that as best you can, and just be mindful of the fact that water is constrained at this point, and so we just need folks to understand that we're not in extreme condition. The folks up in the Boston area are dealing with the matter, or some of the areas around the Boston area are having to deal with a much more challenging set of drought circumstances, but I think we just have to be mindful of that for now, and we'll keep you posted as we go forward. The other thing I just want to mention is we're getting closer to a big election, and regardless of which candidate you're voting for or where you're going to stand on ballot questions or the down ballot races, it's important for New Bedford to get out and vote. So this won't be the last time you hear that from me. It's really important. And we had a troubling turnout, as we all know, for the primaries. They were in contested races, so in some ways it's understandable, but we do need people, especially young people, to get out and vote, and to encourage people to do that. And that means you have to register. So if you've moved recently, or if you haven't voted in some time, sometimes you might have fallen off the voter rolls. So just make sure that you listen for announcements about voter registration. It's going to be important. We want to get as many people to the polls as possible. A couple other things I wanted to mention today. First, there's a lot of downtown investment going on. We saw the news that Deepwater Wind, which is a major wind developer, is leasing office space in downtown, which is an interesting development because it actually represents the first private sector investment in the city in offshore wind. There's been lots of public sector investment, but this is the first private sector investment, and we hope there's more to come, and that we can build on that. And we believe there will be, and it's time for us to continue to work on developing New Bedford as an offshore wind port, and do it in ways that will enable our fishing industry to continue to thrive. Both industries can coexist, I believe, very firmly. But good news on that front. The other thing is, there were a lot. So downtown New Bedford has become the center of the restaurant scene in the southern part of Massachusetts, and it's becoming even more so. There are 7 new restaurants in the pipeline right now, and that will be built over the next few months. There's 1 or 2 that are about to open, some more later on in the fall, and some in the spring. But there's a good pipeline of restaurants, which is a great thing. It's really a sign of redevelopment of the downtown, and so we want to continue to push that. But these are all businesses that we certainly want folks to patronize. So you'll hear more about that as time goes on. The other thing, as I was thinking of what I was going to say today, I heard on the outside the beeping of one of the trucks working on City Hall, and it caused me to say maybe we should talk about the look of City Hall and right across the street, the main branch of our public library system. If you've probably noticed that each building has had a makeover, that the grounds look very different, that there has been lots of work done on the facades, the facade of the City Hall for sure, new windows, lots of tree trimming, and that we have work crews who are out there making it look just so. And I felt very strongly when I became mayor that this building, City Hall, and the building across the street, the main branch of the public library, have to look sharp. This is the way their counterparts look really sharp in other cities. If you go to other cities that are successful, their City Hall is a source of pride. Same thing with the main branch of the library. We wanted to be so. These are important buildings, and to the extent that they look presentable, not just presentable, but look excellent and inviting, more people will feel good about the institutions that are housed in those buildings. And so, and it hasn't been a matter of spending a lot of money. There hasn't. There's been some money spent, but not a ton. It's really about effort. It's about making the appearance of these important buildings a priority, and that's what we've done, and that's what we'll continue to do. And the guys at DFFM, the Department of Facilities and Fleet Management, who've been working on that, have done a fantastic job. They've really gone the extra mile to make these important buildings look so. So I encourage everybody, while the leaves are still on the trees and the grass is still green, come on down and take a look at both buildings if you haven't seen them in a while, and you'll notice that they are very, very different from the way they were just a few years ago. With all that, I hope you have a good weekend. Chowderfest is coming up, as well as the concert down on West Beach. That's on Sunday afternoon. The Patriots aren't playing then, so you're not going to be missing a football game. And we'll see you next week.